I said the king's in the building. Tell me how you feeling. Yeah, I said the king's in the building. Tell me how you feel.
Here, this is Tosan Touche Tanwe, prop and contract before model, here with Naya Tapper, wing for the USA Women's Eagles Rugby National Team, and she also serves some wings. How's it going, Naya?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I can't complain. Can't complain. I know you're a busy woman, so let's get right to the business.
Sounds good.
Let's tell the Vile Rugby faithful, about yourself. Get to know you a little bit better. How you got to where you are now. Just whatever you would like to share.
My name's Naya Tapper. I'm an Army brat. I was born in Beaufort, South Carolina. I lived there for about 2 weeks, and then I moved to Texas, Killeen, Texas. We lived there for a little bit, and then we moved to Syracuse, New York, where it was freezing. We lived there for a little bit, and then we moved to Columbus, Georgia. And after that, my family moved to North Carolina, and Charlotte is basically what I claim. I lived there for 10, 12 years, went to middle school, high school, and college there. In high school and middle school, I was a track athlete. Track was life. That's all I did, run, run, run. My high school they do have a women's rugby team. They did when I was there as well. I wanted to join, not knowing really the sport, just knowing that it was kind of like football and that it was contact. But our team was high school track team was pretty good, so my coach wasn't too fond of me playing a sport where I could get injured. So back then, it wasn't a big deal. I was like, oh, whatever. So just did track for a while, All-American. Our team was amazing, even though it was a small, tight group. Our coach was amazing. His name is Sam Willoughby. He's still coaching at Westmac High School. I graduated and was accepted into UNC Chapel Hill. I was thinking about running track there. I could have tried to walk on, but I kind of wanted to enjoy the college environment and be able to focus on school and not sports, which was like all my life before that. So focus on school and ended up finding the club rugby, women's rugby booth through the quad. I signed up, and then from there I played all 4 years. I wouldn't say I was a very mentally skilled rugby player, but physically it was there. I had a great coach. His name is Jonathan Atkinson. He's still coaching there. He helped me a lot and even influenced me to want to look into a professional rugby career. It wasn't in my interest at all. I was all about school, and rugby was just something fun that I happened to be good at. I loved the girls that I got to be around every day. That was my first time coming into contact with a true team sport. Track is like, it's a team, but it's basically individual. So having to play a sport where somebody actually depends on you and what you can do, like that was a big thing. And being able to be around those girls while we were playing and outside of playing. I've built a lot of friendships off of playing rugby at UNC and still have those friendships today. So I came to a couple camps at the OTC just because my coach recommended it. It wasn't any of my interest to get anything from it besides just being able to come out here and play and do these cool things because everybody wanted to go to camps. So eventually I was in my last year of college, and they brought me out for a camp in December, Jules, and she ended up wanting to contract me, talk with my mom about it, and decided that like your athletic ability won't be here forever, but your brain will. And physical therapy school is not going anywhere. And one of my big things was like, well, I don't want to leave North Carolina. I don't want to leave my friends. And my mom was like, they're about to go do their own thing. Like, so just do this for yourself. So I ended up my last semester at UNC moving here in January and training full time under Jules. And I was also, during that time, from July to April, finishing my last semester online at UNC. And then I came back to UNC in May to graduate, and that was before I had got cut. So then I got cut in April. So I was like, what am I gonna do? Like I was ready to go home because rugby still wasn't like my heart yet. So it was like, okay, I never have been cut from a team. So it was like, what the heck am I gonna do? Like I've never had to deal with this adversity. So basically talked with my parents. And they told me that I need to stay, so I stayed. I figured out all those different circumstances I had to deal with. I figured all that out and just stayed. I was cut by Richie, but he definitely saw potential in me. Back then, I didn't understand why I was cut. In my mind, it was like, okay, I'm fast. Like, I have this great physical ability. Why won't you allow me to stay? But now I look back on it, and the things that he had me work on, such as my passing and the mental part of the game, it's made me the player that I am now, and it's going to make me
Excellent.
even bigger, hopefully, in the future. So that was a blessing in disguise, and like I
Absolutely.
thank him for that every day. Whether I say it to him or not, like, yeah, that was like that was like a milestone in my life, I think, having to deal with being cut, basically, and never having to deal with that before. So he allowed me to train with Advice. I worked with Les Spellman, who's a great speed coach, amazing guy, doing great things right now. I was just with him 2 days ago doing a workout, trying to get ready for Ireland. But working under Les and Richie allowing me to work there, like, allowed me to get back on the team in October. And then from there, I was able to play on the series, which was amazing, like a great experience, just to be able to show the effort I put in to get back, and like the fact that I want to learn more. Like there's so much more for me to learn. I can pass now. I can read the field a lot better. Some things I still need to probably work on that a lot of the girls on my team have is kicking. So I'm working on that. They always joke about that, but I'm working on that. Trying to be a triple threat, trying to get better every day. So just going from there.
Excellent. You touched on something that's actually really important that actually we as coaches run into a lot, which is when we challenge players, there's some players that don't. There's players with some fantastic potential that don't respond well to being challenged. Where it's like, okay, the challenge there was you being cut. Like you had certain things that you needed to develop before Richie would put you on the pitch.
Yeah.
And you being able to take that feedback and process and develop it is what elite athletes that are successful are made of. Because you're going to see that time and time and time again. And this is for folks at home, not so much for Naya, because she knows this. But these are very, very important things that people have to work their way through. And sometimes, you don't get to the other side of it. Sometimes it doesn't work out. But but a lot of the time, there's enough instances where it's worth it sticking to it and saying, you know what, okay, I don't like the result, but I can do what I can to change the result. For a better result later, and especially in terms of technical things. That's one of the when we look at the not at the elite level per se. We're talking about the USA rugby playing community in general, where our weaknesses are ball handling and kicking. Our kicking game is not in terms of not just the foot to ball, but defending, strategically managing it, using it offensively, using it in a way that's going to be most valuable offensively and defensively in terms of whatever tactics you're using, but also in terms of like the confidence in handling. When we make the pass, is it on time? Have we given wings like yourself time to move on to the ball in space? I'm sure as a wing, you've been there enough times where you've seen space and it all evaporated because we were not able to move the ball the way that it needed to be. That's one of the tough things. It's a very, hopefully more athletes as they go through and aspire to do these things are aware of that it's just part of it. Got to hang with it. And fortunately, people that are good enough to get to your level don't see it that often. So it's kind of tough to keep people engaged when that happens. But hey, fantastic for you doing so, having the maturity and the frame of mind to say, look, I can do this. And you're doing it. And now you're going to Ireland.
Yeah.
So the next step, I guess I want to ask about. So now you're on the team going to Ireland. This is
May I
15s, not 7s.
something really fast?
Yes, ma'am.
One funny thing is, when I first got to UNC, I had started training with the girls on the team, and I was playing for maybe 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
And Rick had asked me to come to my first camp, and I was like, "What is this like camp thing?" And it was during Thanksgiving, so I wouldn't be with my family. So it was like a big like eye opener. Like, what is this opportunity? So I came out there with him first, and I remember him just being like he was really happy, but he was like tough on me. And I loved that because that was like how my track coach was. And that's like the environment I came from. So that was really nice. And he offered me a contract after playing for 2 months. Just not specifically a contract, but to come out here and train in full time and see what I could do, see what he could make me into, regardless of just speed.
Sure. Be a complete player.
Yes, but that was like the first time where I was like, oh no, like I don't really know this sport. Like I'm just all about school right now. Not interested. And he was like, well, if you're interested, like let me know. Like too bad I didn't get to like be here with him, and I should have came earlier. But like I'm here now, so I just wanted to include that.
Understood. And rest in peace to Rick Suggett. That's our ascent. I guess that's the kind of like the beginning of some of the ascendant things that we're seeing with the USA women now, with the start of the contracts, and that Jules took over after that. Now we're working with Richie, and now
who was also there with Rick when I first came too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there's been some continuity there, and I think that it is important to people know that while there have been changes, there's been a lot of I think Eric Holder is still out there. Like there's folks that people are still working with, and the groups are still continuous. But right now, it's all about getting to Ireland and getting that semifinal that Pete Steinberg is talking about. So let me know what that means to you. You are going to be wearing the red, white, and blue in the marquee event of 15s women's rugby in the world. We were 1991. We were 1991 world champions. 1994, we were a finalist. 1997, we were a finalist. We actually have some dominant history here. But now it's an opportunity for us to get back some of what we've kind of like lost in some recent years. Mm-hmm. So what does it mean? What does it mean for you to put on the Ed Eagles jersey? I don't know what Eagle number you are, as I haven't had time to look that up yet. But you're one of a very exclusive group. So let me know what that means to you and how excited you are to go to Ireland. What you looking forward to?
So the other day I just kind of realized how big this actually was, because somebody, I can't remember who I was talking to about leaving for Ireland, and they were like, oh, so like this is your first World Cup. And I thought around, I was like, this is my first World Cup. I don't think I've had a chance to like sit down and actually soak it in, because we've been training and I've been working and just things have been all over the place. So like that was like a wake up call of what I'm actually about to go do and what I'm actually about to participate in.
And I don't mean to interrupt, because you mentioned working. Buffalo Wild Wings, what's up, man? One of the starting wings for the USA women's rugby team works in your establishment. You got to help her get over there, man. Help this team out. You have a prime endorsement sponsor right there. Right. Look right here. In that window. help her and her teammates out, man. Let's get them some shine. She's representing you guys well, but she's representing this country well. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt that. Buffalo Wild Wings, holler at Naya. Holler at me. I'll help you holler at her.
That's funny. No, we have a great general manager there, and he always talks about, let me know if you need a sponsor. Let me know how I can help. So we've been talking, trying to figure all that out. Cool. See how, I don't know how that would look about, like, Buffalo Wild Wings on my jersey, but whatever.
Hey, look. It's funny though. We think about things like that, right? Like, okay, Buffalo Wild Wings on a jersey or McDonald's on a jersey or whatever. it's at that level, it's really just about support and brand. They just want their brand out there on something that they feel represents the brand well.
Yeah.
And I think, hey, if you started that conversation, hey, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's a good thing because everybody's always looking for sponsors. This is that's the business. That's the sports business, and that's the American sports market. But continue. Sorry, didn't want to derail. We can talk about that in one of the other questions.
But just with Ireland, I'm super excited. I think this team, this past 4 or 5 weeks, we've actually been able to kind of find our groove. For the past year, we've been like distant lovers type thing. Like we've been together for a week and then we're separate, and it's like hard to actually get the flow that we'd like. So this past couple of weeks, it's been nice to be around the girls in general because it's a great group of girls. I love being around the 15th girls. It's just amazing. But I'm just excited to go out there and just see that flow because I think that when that connection is perfect, like we're going to be unstoppable because the talent on our team, the athletic ability, our fitness, our skill set, like nobody's going to be able to stop us. So if we can get that connection, which has already been building, like that's what I'm most excited about, and just to show the world what we've been working on. Because I don't think we've been showing them our true talent as a team. So I think that when we're able to do that, it'll be special. So I'm not excited about the cold weather, but I'm excited about
it. See, that's the thing. So you remember the ACI tournaments, right? When we used to play UVA's tournament back in college.
Yeah.
And how that was always in February. Man, people would be hot.
Ever since I moved to Cali, I was like, I'm not leaving this weather ever again.
Oh man,
too nice.
Yeah, I'm about to say shout out to Nancy Ketcher and UVA girls and Jules Comer out there. They've been doing that ACI tournament we did for years. In that cold weather, we go to the hotels. Everybody got their boots and shorts on the heaters and the radiators because everybody's frozen.
So cold.
But no joke. But one thing you brought up that's actually big is the idea of continuity and gelling, right? A lot of teams have a lot of talent, but select sides don't really do all that well at this type of level because continuity matters so much. It's your ball retention, it's your defense, it's your communication, your timing, when you know the trail, if you're gonna get on somebody's hip, and is that going to be a ruck or is it going to be a pass to put you through a hole?
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing to point out. I think that there should be a lot of optimism coming out of the U.S. camp and from USA fans for what's, you guys have been working together. You finally have the final team set up. And figuring out now who's going to do what and where and getting the work down. I think that I've always said in my analysis, you guys get enough ball, you're in the semifinals. Period.
Yeah,
that's the key. If you guys get enough ball, you're there. I think that's going to make this happen. I like the pool that we have set up. I like what we see going on. I'm excited about that. In particular, are there any particular matchups you personally are looking forward to?
Against other teams?
Other teams, other players. Your other number.
Not particularly.
You're like,
I mean, I'm just going to play.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I probably need to do research on a lot of the teams. I'm big on playing the sport, but I'm not so big on, which I need to work on. I'm not so big on like the history and the players and film and all this stuff. So I'm still working on like getting set with that. So I know maybe like the only wing that I've played against that I actually remember is the Canada wing.
Magley.
Yeah, so and I played her, so I kind of know like what I'm getting into with her, but other than that, I'm kind of going in.
Whoever they put in that jersey is who you're dealing with.
Yeah, regardless of who I'm going up against, I'm gonna play how Naya plays. So I'm definitely gonna like look just for knowledge, look into the players that I'm going against, but I don't think I would change anything based on who I go against.
Good.
But
Good.
yeah.
No, it's good, and I think there's something to be said for that. That's a good thing. For for me, I'm a kind of a data junkie, so I like figuring out those little things and pulling those all together. Not that I really use them for much of anything. I just like knowing it. But the other end of it, I like kind of like that approach of look, like you're playing. This is not Naya versus anybody. This is the U.S. versus Italy. This is the U.S. versus England.
Yeah.
This is the U.S. versus Ireland. And whoever you're going to play your role in that system, regardless of who.
Yeah.
If y'all execute, it doesn't matter who they put over there.
Mm-hmm.
So let's keep it 100. And that's one thing that I feel that we could benefit from as a rugby nation. We need a bit of swagger. I want to see folks one of my favorite athletes of all time is Muhammad Ali.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of touched on how he was much more boisterous about it. He was much more bombastic about it, the way he talked about it. But what you said was basically his philosophy. Your preparation determines how you're going to perform.
Mm-hmm.
He said he was the greatest before anybody believed him.
Mm-hmm.
Because he prepared like he was the greatest.
Yeah.
And he believed that, and he left every ounce of that on. He hated it, but he did it because he knew that he wanted to live like a champion, so he had to train like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing I will never forget as long as I live, reading about that and understanding. Before I just thought, he was just this guy. My grandfather's from the same region he was, so they're all shit talkers. That's their style. You can't tell them they can't do nothing. Grandfather was an Army Ranger, one of the first black regiments after the Triple Nickel in the Korean War, and these were the type of dudes you couldn't tell nothing because they knew if they decided they were going to do it, they can do it. Yeah. But because they prepared in a way that would allow them to do it. And I guess some of that rubbed out on me a little bit, so people might think I'm feeling myself sometimes. But hey, it's like that. It's okay. It's okay to walk with a little swagger.
Yeah.
And Lord knows when I talk shit about you guys all the time. I feel like y'all can do anything. so best know if y'all ain't playing, I'm gonna be mad as shit.
Me too.
Exactly. That's it.
We should all be mad.
Thank you. I want to see investment. I want to see people cussing if people miss 2-on-1s. I want to see all of that, you know, because that shows the investment. You see what happens in New Zealand when they tie the Lions. Everybody's flipping out. Oh, they got to throw people off the team. People are it's the end of days. All because they tied the Lions. That's the type of swagger I want us to get because you know how it is in American sports. We back people like that. That's the next step for rugby in my opinion anyway. So for you, what do you think the next step for women's rugby is?
What do you mean in that question?
Oh no, we clarify. So in terms if you could wave a wand, right, and say okay, rugby for women's rugby in the U.S. to move forward. What do you see as the next thing that something that may help you or help your teammates or some of your teammates have talked about you would like to see, Okay. I feel like you guys are as much a part of that vision as all the people that sit at home talking about it,
Yeah. I think just more acknowledgement, more spread of what we're actually doing. I think if we're able to be on the big screen more, be in the environment that the guys kind of get, I think that'll build our support system. It'll build our audience. The more people who see us, most people don't even know that there's a U.S. women's team.
Correct.
I didn't know in college. So more exposure of what we're actually out here doing and what we're trying to accomplish, not with just the Olympics and Sevens World Cup and 15s World Cup, just what we're doing in general and how we're playing a contact sport as a female. I think that's amazing. Being able to be aggressive and not be able to show it, be pretty and aggressive, Beauty and the Beast. So just showing, I think exposure as female athletes in general and exposure as strong women in general and just like the type of environment we create. So it's like a family, and you have that on a lot of teams. That's common in sports, but just with as women, like being able to build each other up, like kind of like a sorority but sporty. So like,
True.
I think just more of a support system of what we're doing, more sponsors to help us out, more support. Money wise, always we can always get more money to be able to have more equipment and be able to become better as players. More camp opportunities to spread the word to younger girls who may not know about it or need an outlet to let go of aggression or become the person that they have been trying to find. I think that just building our audience to be able to be an influence to people who need it, females and males.
Right. That's
Yeah,
big.
so I think that's a big thing.
One thing I've always brought up, because actually I've coached everyone, met senior men all the way down to high school girls, and I've always said that it's really important for young, especially young men, to see women as potentially powerful.
Mm-hmm.
I think that too many, and it's going to be kind of weird. I'm on my TED Talk soapbox now. I think it's one of those things that too many young men grow up with a skewed view of what women can and should be, and what they're capable of. And I think as a result, they define their masculinity around that. That how women should react to them, how women should look and do, and what they do. It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
But seeing women that are capable of doing powerful, exciting, entertaining, athletic things while still being whoever they want to be off of that.
Yeah.
It shows that you are true three-dimensional beings.
Mm-hmm.
And that's very, very important. That type of agency is everything. We strive for it as people, as individual people, especially people of color. We want our agency to show who we can be, and we can be whatever we want.
Mm-hmm.
That extends to gender as well. I've always seen that, and that's something I've always preached with the young men that I work with. Like, look, and that's why some months ago, I wrote an article. It was kind of a call to action that we as men need to be better fans. Lord knows I've been a Browns fan since I was about 2 feet tall. They're garbage, but I'm still their fan. So what excuse do I have not to be a fan of the USA women's rugby team?
Exactly.
None.
Yeah.
So I need to do the research. Need to get to know people like Naya. I need to go meet people like Phaedra Knight. I need to go take my daughter to different events. As I'm boring Naya right here with my
No,
little
you're
thing.
not.
Nah, she's just tired from training, But I gotta take my daughter to see the events. I have to figure a portion of my time and sports wallet for the USA Women's Rugby team.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when y'all play, learn the schedule. I know sometimes it gets tough because things are disorganized, but hey, we got to be fans. We figure it out, and that creates the demand, and then people figure out how to meet the demand. Like that's why I started Val Rugby, is because I got tired of not seeing highlight videos that were representative of everybody that played. I didn't see women's highlights. I didn't see, smaller countries. I just saw the same 5 countries and the same maybe 200 people in videos. I'm like, well, how are we going to grow the sport doing that? And being the shit starter that I am, that's what I did.
We appreciate you.
It's all right. We do it. It's all love. It's all love to grow the game. But so I think that's an important thing. And actually, it's something Magley also said. We need to talk about women's rugby.
Yeah.
We need to share the stuff, So when you get, this is my pledge to you guys. I told her this too, right? I'm USA Women first. Don't get it twisted. But y'all give me something to promote, I'm gonna promote it. Period. Like 10 toes down. Like this is what I'm 100% in. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna be making videos. I'm gonna be shouting and hollering, like all kind of stuff. My daughter's going to be on my lap thinking daddy's crazy, but it is what it is because she's going to see it. She's going to have that experience. I think that's my pledge to you and and the women and Pete and folks as I got y'all.
Yeah.
Just know that, So when y'all take the pitch, don't feel like nobody cares, because you're going to have a lot of people that are traveling over there. They sold a lot of tickets. And then you got people like me back home that are going to be, really talking up for you guys.
Yeah. We'll make sure to get you some highlight realms.
Yeah, give me something tight.
For that.
Hit me with a little celebration, something. We need those moments sell the game. The game has to look like something.
Yeah.
Like the energy, the fire, that's what those moments. You remember, actually you might you were born in, because you're 23, right? 22?
22. I turned 23 in a week.
All right. Happy birthday in advance.
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday in advance. You can't forget that. And wish your mother happy birthday day since she did all the work. Shout out to Mrs. Tapper. One of the big things. Remember, they talk about the women's soccer national team, right? That moment, Brandi Chastain rips her shirt off in celebration, not even thinking about what thing she was going to do next. She just did it. These are the moments that are iconic. It's been on sports covers for years, 20 years plus. That victory, big moment, big celebration. All of a sudden now, they've set the USA women's soccer movement forward. There was professional. All that stuff came from that one moment.
Yeah.
So it's all there. Don't be scared. I always tell players, don't be scared to be yourself.
Yeah.
And if you celebrate, then you celebrate. I'm telling you. I'm gonna catch it. I'm watching though.
If I got enough energy, I got you.
All right. I look at Naya. She looks tired after the first try. And then 4 tries later, she looks exactly as tired as she did after the first one. And I'm like, she's bullshitting.
Something right.
She's sucking the other wing in and thinking, okay, she's kind of tired. I'll give her some more outside. She's like, zoop.
Wish it was that.
She said you wish it was. Wait, in track, what were your events?
I did the 100, 200, the 60 meter, 4x1, 4x2.
Oh, so all your stuff was done under 25 seconds.
Short.
and hopefully there weren't too many trials and heats, so you were good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Short runs. I did shot put too. That was fun.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
Really? Did you no jumps?
No.
So
I don't do heights.
Are you scared of heights? Are you okay on planes though?
Not really. You can ask my coaches and my teammates when that turbulence gets to go and I'm either grabbing somebody or
Oh no.
Yeah, it ain't fun.
So does somebody have Naya duty on the plane, to make sure that you're good?
No, it's whoever's beside me, whether I know you or not.
Oh man, no, I understand. Yeah. It's all right. I have a cousin who's scared to death of bridges.
Okay, my mom's
she will onto the floor. Shout out to Aunt Karen. She will sit on the floor of the car so she doesn't have to look outside. Because she's like,
yeah.
Nope. But no doubt. It's kind of funny. But one thing that I think that we can do quite a bit more of, and one thing I'm gonna hopefully be more organized in how I'm doing this to make sure that more women's rugby related content is being shared to places that aren't already consuming it. Because one thing you notice, we all have the same 200 friends in the U.S. in rugby, right? We all know each other. So we're all sharing and consuming the same stuff. Not a bad thing, but it doesn't do well for moving content outward. So we talk about the flow of information and all that. So that's the next step. That's what I'm trying to help do, especially for you guys as women. I think it's very, very important. So then now we've talked about what's next for women's rugby. Now, what are some things that you want to share with the young men and women, young boys and girls about your pathway? That some advice. Just give us some advice. You have some people looking up to you right there at UNC playing for John right now. What is some advice you could pass on right now? Talking to those Tar Heels.
Okay, so my first thing is to always have fun. I know it's kind of a silly thing because at the end of the day you want to win, but one of the big things,
winning's fun.
One of the big things me and one of my close teammates, Nicole Heberlin, One of the big things we do is just always remember to have fun. So anytime before we're about to get on the field together, we're always like, okay, what song are we dancing to this game? So that whenever we get stressed out on the field, we just remember, if I'm stressing out, she'll start dancing, and then you just releases whatever I was thinking about, and I remember, have fun, get back to the game, and I do the same for her. So on the start of any kickoff, if we're by each other, you see us dancing. Whether she's doing salsa or I'm moving my hips, whatever it is, we're always dancing. We're always remembering to have fun. And that's the thing that Richie tells us as well. At the end of the day, have fun.
Absolutely.
Another thing is I believe that everything happens for a reason. So whatever circumstances you're dealing with or whatever adversity you have to deal with, throughout your journey in rugby or anything in life, remember that everything happens for a reason. Just try to find the positive out of everything. It might not always be there. It might not look like that in that situation, and you might not want to believe it in that situation. But eventually, the light will come out in the darkness, and you'll see, oh, shit, everything happens for a reason. And I learned that the hard way, but it worked out at the end of the day, and it's something that I can use in everyday life and that I do use.
So you're a woman of faith.
I am.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I just started going back to church at the beginning of this year. It was one of my New Year's Eve resolutions. So
Cool.
that's been a nice little journey.
Excellent, and also a journey similar to what you just mentioned. Sometimes there's desolation. Sometimes eventually. My mother always said, "If it's not all right, it's not over."
Yeah.
And that's the way we kind of looked at it. So you keep your faith, keep your head down, doing what you're supposed to do, and what you can do, and things work out the way they need to.
Yeah.
That's it. Hey, that's fantastic. I think that we've covered quite a bit of things, but I guess we wanted to switch back to sort of the marketing, the business aspect of stuff. I said
one of the last things for them probably is just to remember your potential. Don't forget your potential.
Oh, yes.
If you know your potential, work with that. Everybody might not know yet. Everybody doesn't know my potential yet. I don't fully know my potential yet. Just keep pushing. You got to keep pushing.
Right. About to say, don't believe the barrier.
Yeah.
Don't believe the barrier. There was this great talk by a Navy SEAL that I attended, and he said, always believe you can do 40% more.
Mm-hmm.
And next thing you know, you keep going. Absolutely. Don't believe in boundaries. And also don't believe people tell you can't.
Yeah.
Sign your own checks. Don't let them sign them for you. You know what I mean? Hey, you don't know. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I get spiteful. They say I can't do something, I'll figure it out and do it.
I'll show you I can do it.
Right. Watch me work.
Yeah, exactly.
But so I guess we talk to the business end of things shortly. One of the things that you mentioned was how the money aspect can be quite tough. Because one of the things that I know that, and this is something that even my wife dealt with. She was selected to go further. She had to pay her own way. So this is before your time. We're talking about 2004 ish. And my way got paid when I went to camp. I had $75 in my pocket for each day that I went. And she would have had to pay her own way out of pocket. She was, putting herself through school, hustling, the normal grind, right? And at that point, I told her that people are starting to get contracts. She's like, good, finally. But one thing that always kind of struck me was that, until we are supporting our athletes in a way where they're not paying 100% of their own development,
yeah.
We're gonna have challenges competing. We're competing well, and we will compete well. But imagine if we just got our asses in gear and got behind y'all in some amount to do it. Mm-hmm. Whether it's the private people organizing privately as they're trying to do now, a little bit late, but because we didn't get the information that we needed to know what was going on, to make sure that you guys are developing on the front end. 30, 40, 50 of y'all at any given time being developed in perpetuity, But one thing I wanted to ask you was, what are some of the most, I guess, in terms of the operational challenges, or not necessarily just financial, on your journey developing to get to where you are now?
So I think one of the things you touched on was like the finance of getting to camps and things like that. So camps are not free, and I learned that
Nope.
really fast in college. And back then, I was like, I'm not going to this camp if I have to pay. And
Because
this
you
was
got it.
before I
Yeah.
knew the potential of even being a professional women's rugby player.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's going through my head, that's going through everybody's head. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody doesn't have the financial support to
Nope.
pay for camps, even if they do have the potential. So a big thing for me was like, okay, well, if I don't want to pay for camps, I need to perform to where I'll have my camps paid for. But what about the people who can't do that? Or
Right.
the people who don't have the support from their family or their friends, but they have this dream of playing on
So,
this amazing team. So like for financial reasons to be the situation that somebody's dream gets killed, I think that's
yeah,
horrible.
yeah, it is.
Yeah, so getting over that barrier of if you want to build your audience, if you want to have more women, more men playing rugby, I think that financial barrier has to be lessened or taken away.
Right.
Um, when you think about like, I'm not sure with like how the other sports are, if it's the same, if you have to pay for camps or if they
Some,
have
yeah.
that barrier or not. But it's pretty expensive to get to these camps, and then the fact that half of them are usually across the country, that flight is a
It's a
good
grip.
paycheck. Yeah.
It's a
In
grip.
college, you probably don't have that money. So to be able to take away that barrier would be
Yeah.
amazing. And then when you do get past that barrier and you get out to California and you're training on the USA women's team, the amount of money you make is a blessing. Any amount of money is a blessing. But if you compare it to any other athlete, female, male, is it doesn't
Doesn't
match
much
up
do it.
at all.
No, it doesn't. No.
And I work at Buffalo Wild Wings, not because I have to, because rugby does financially support me, but because I want extra money to save and for the future and things like that.
Right.
So if I didn't have to work, like I wouldn't. Well, I don't
No,
have to work, but if I could save money and be financially stable with just rugby, I'd be probably the happiest person in the world. Because to be
fact.
able
Yeah.
to finish a 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. training day and just come home and relax and actually focus on my recovery and things like that, if I could make myself choose that, I would be all over it. But because I want to be able to save money and do fun things in San Diego and things like that, I'm sacrificing, by my choice, sacrificing to finish training, rush home, shower, and go to work for 3 or 4 or 5 hours, and then
That's
do it all over again.
well. That's. I mean, that's also good discipline, though. I
Absolutely.
mean,
Keep you humble.
right. And
Yeah,
I mean, you sound like. Did you work in college as well?
I did.
Yeah, so did I did as well. I actually didn't. I didn't. My mom's an attorney. My dad's a physician. I didn't have to, but
Yeah.
I've always worked.
Yeah,
It's
you
just
always want your own money and things like that. So.
right. Like it's just I can't imagine not if I'm not doing working on doing something
Mhm.
entrepreneurial. I have a job somewhere. I've worked at Burger King, Walmart, worked in the lab. I was a
Yeah.
bartender. I was a bouncer. I've done all that. Like, and I have 3 degrees.
Yeah.
But I've no, there's no work that's ever been beneath me, so to speak. If it's good, honest
Exactly.
work,
Hmm.
I can dig that for sure.
Yeah. And definitely, like, I've talked with my coaches and my athletic trainer about, okay, what do you think that I should do? Should I quit this job so that I can fully focus 100% on this, my main job that I have and that I love, in order to become a better player? Do you think that this will make me a better player? Absolutely, it would. But um, I talked with like my parents about it, and they're like, well, more money to save and make sure you're good for the future is amazing. And if you can juggle it, do it. Like, and my mom would always say, like, you need to keep that job because it'll keep you humble if your head ever starts getting too big with rugby and all that. Like you said, imagine like the hopefully one day the best wing in the world working at Buffalo
Buffalo
Wild
Wild
Wings.
Wings.
That's crazy.
Right?
And
But
I think it's amazing.
well, you know what though? Real talk, like, and maybe because this is like how a lot of people, our families, also have grown up and lived. My father was a janitor in the same hospital he did his residency.
Hmm.
Like when he was in school, that's where he worked. He went back, finished med school, and that's where he did his residency. He was mopping floors and washing, or doing orderly stuff.
Yeah.
But it also lets you know you can work through things.
Yeah.
That's some of us we like to grind a little bit. There's something in us that we like to go do our thing. Right. We don't sit still.
Yeah.
I understand it. I really enjoyed this. Is there anything else that you want to share with the Vow Rugby faithful? How can we, especially me, how can I support you? Yeah.
I think just keep doing what you're doing. I think Viral Rugby is a great thing that you started. I fully support it. Just keep spreading all the great things that we're trying to do out here, female and male women rugby players. And like you said, let's try to get it out to the world, not just to our 500 Facebook friends.
Exactly.
You're doing great on working on that. Just keep supporting us. That's all we need.
Excellent. You got it. And like I said, so now I pledge that. Of course, videos are coming because that's what I do. So the hype videos coming up for the whole event. The USA is going to have one. Some other folks might have some too. I'm not letting the cat out the bag yet. The theme is going to be kind of hot because I look at you guys as warriors, and so that's going to be the theme. You guys heard it here first, right? You guys love the Wild Rugby World Cup men's videos had people in the streets crazy. Y'all ain't seen nothing yet. That's the thing, we just hit. I have a couple videos that have gone over 100,000 views from the past men's World Cup. Those are the ones people keep hearing about, this, that, and the other. So, but like I said, if I do it for my brothers, I'm gonna do it for my sisters.
Thank you.
That's the way it's gonna be. I'm my brother. I'm my brother and my sister's keeper.
Yes.
So now we're at the penultimate point of Viral Rugby 1v1, which is the lightning round. And the question at hand is, are you ready?
Yes.
You sure?
Positive.
Oh, never scared. Never scared.
Never scared.
Hold on 1 second. All right, Naya. Rugby in one word is
Aggressive.
like that. Favorite color?
Green and pink.
Say again.
Green and pink.
Oh, together. Are you an AKA?
No, it's just been my favorite color since I was young.
Oh, okay. Let me find out you an AKA. An AKA. Favorite movie?
Step Brothers.
Nice. Favorite rapper?
Don't have one.
It's a cop out.
Would you consider Lauryn Hill a rapper?
I consider her an artist who raps.
Okay, we'll go with that then.
Fair enough. Lauryn Hill. Do you listen to Jay's 444 album?
Yes, I did.
Favorite track?
Smile.
Good one. Favorite movie character?
Squirt from Finding Nemo. I loved her.
Nice. Great one. You just won $1 million. Your first purchase is?
Chicken wing.
Shout out to Buffalo Wild Wings. Fantastic. She's like, I'm going to BWW. Oh, man. Favorite superhero?
I guess I would have to say Wonder Woman.
Yeah, good choice.
Yeah.
Finish this sentence. I wish I was...
Rich.
Choose a weapon that isn't a gun.
Boxing gloves.
Nice. You box?
I did a little bit of training for like 2 months.
Okay, so
Pink glove.
Are you nice with the hands?
Trying to.
Okay.
I got nothing on Nana.
Oh no, not as a boss.
She's,
Now, I'm telling you that's my girl. I was so sad to see her left off the roster. But
yeah, she got bigger plans.
hey, bigger plans exactly.
Yeah.
Bigger plans. That's it. Everything happens for a reason, right?
Yes.
Shout out to Nana. We love you.
We love you.
All right. Tall or short?
Tall.
On stage in front of 1 million people, would you rather dance or sing for 5 minutes?
Sing.
Can you sing?
No. I think I can.
You think you can?
My teammates don't.
Oh, okay. So what karaoke do you hit them with?
A Lauryn Hill song,
Okay.
because I know them all.
Okay, well, you hit them with that Zion.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Or X Factor, one of those.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you be singing all the hooks, huh? Let's see. Your playing style in one word.
Strong.
I agree. Everybody talks about how fast you are, but I pay attention to stuff. You be running people over. You wrong for that shit. Hiding in plain sight. Favorite board or card game?
Scrabble.
Nice.
I'm
You
a
good?
beast.
So, am I sending you awards with friends request or nah?
You can. I'm good.
Oh, all right. You about to get bodied. It's on.
Me and my mom and dad play all the time.
I grew up in a Scrabble playing house too, so that's real stuff. Oh, favorite pizza topping?
Pepperoni.
Classic.
Nice and simple.
Do you snore?
No, not that I know of.
I'm gonna ask.
If I'm sleeping like I haven't slept in a day, probably. But if not, no.
Mouth open, drooling, just KO. Let's see. Beyonce or Rihanna?
Beyonce.
Are you wearing pants?
No. Compression shorts.
All right, fair enough. So I didn't have to change the rating of this, thankfully now, so that's good. It's a great look. Let's see, your favorite book?
Green Eggs and Ham by Dr. Seuss. That's my favorite.
Classic. You are all about the classics. I like this. All right. On a scale of 1 to 10, how cool are you?
I'm like 12.
Oh, wow. All right.
Just kidding.
Say, everybody love me. Morning person or night person?
Night, definitely.
Favorite type of workout?
Hills.
Really?
I can do some hills.
Oh, okay.
Or a core.
Or core. Oh, you do a lot of core work, huh?
Abs.
Oh, all right. Okay. Well, I guess it makes sense. I'd say you got to keep your body upright. You got to be able to breathe.
Yeah.
It's an important thing. Current guilty pleasure.
Chicken wings.
So that's why you work at Buffalo Wild Wings. See, you tell the truth.
My mom always says how she ate chicken. That's all she ate when she had me in her belly, chicken wings. That's probably why I'm addicted to them.
That's so funny. Oh, man, shout out to Mrs. Tapper again. And thanks for bringing us your wonderful daughter. It's fantastic. Would you rather be a hunter, farmer, or gatherer?
Hunter.
That's very wing of you. Looking for work. Looking for opportunities. Let's see. Favorite curse word?
Am I allowed to curse?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Motherfucker.
We grown here. We can do what we want. No FCC. Let's see. One item you can't live without.
Music.
Nice. Favorite Disney movie?
Maybe Cinderella, the one where Brandi's in it.
Oh, yeah, the musical with Whitney. Got your rest in peace, Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Favorite cartoon character?
Franklin, the turtle.
Nice. Oh man, if you were an adult beverage, you would be.
Sex on the beach. That's my favorite. That's my favorite.
Okay. I said which one you would be. My Lord.
Oh, I'll probably be a Long Island.
Put the kids to bed.
I'll be a Long Island iced tea.
All right. You know I'm keeping this, right? Oh, Naya's off the hook. Oh man. All right. Well, I think that's a great note to end on. Let me name a couple of teammates that inspire you.
Chris Thomas, Nicole Heverlin, Chetta Emba, and Jordan Gray.
Very inspiring. Hey, shout out to those folks. Thanks for inspiring all of us, including Naya. I look forward to seeing you guys all out in cyberspace. Naya, 1,000 thank yous for coming and doing this interview. I had a great time. I hope you did too.
I did.
We got to know each other a little bit better, and just know you now have a friend and a brother in me. So you feel free to reach out for anything if you need help. I help however I can. Your network is my network.
Thank you.
Problem. Anything else you want to say to the Viral Rugby faithful?
Thanks for having me. I'll keep supporting you. Come to Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yep. Shout out to Naya. Shout out to the USA Women's National Team headed out to Ireland. Come back with your shield or on it. We out here repping for you. So just know we right here. We waiting here to see the good stuff. We want to see the try celebrations. Big hits, of course. Plant some broads. That's what I want to see right now. I cannot wait to see this. Right?
Make sure you tune in. We've got a lot of talent on the team. We're going to do some big things out there.
So much talent, so much excitement, so much history. They're going to go do it in Ireland. They're going to rep the red, white, and blue. Ain't nothing better than that. And Viral Rugby will be there, trust. I'm excited. I'm about to go hit somebody right now. I'm keyed up. But like I said, come back with your shielder on it. I know you're going to represent the USA well. You're going to represent Tar Heels well. You're going to represent the Tapper family well. Puerto Rico, Jamaica, Jamrock, you're going to rep them well. And, of course, you know you're going to rep Viral Rugby well.
Also, shout out to ARPTC.
Yep. Hey, Jules. Shout out to Jules.
Shout out to Jules.
Dr. Jules. Hey, she's been one of my biggest supporters for a long time. Great. Hey, I'll tell you, you got a great partner there in Naya.
Yeah.
Hey. Make sure you guys are tuned in. The hashtag to follow is Women's Rugby WRWC 2017. That's where all the hot stuff is going to be. Yeah. So look for that, share it, retweet it, watch a game, retweet it, go talk some shit to your friends, do all kind of stuff. Do what we do when we watch sports in the U.S. That's what they need from us. Hey, so Naya, great talking to you. I'll see you on Facebook and Instagram, etc. Hey, folks at home, thanks for tuning in. Check out the next episode of Viral Rugby 1v1. And also stay tuned for the Propcast with Grant Cole and I from This is Texas Rugby. About to say, see you, Naya. See you all in cyberspace. And go Eagles.